MacBook Pound. Alright everyone, we should be up and live. If you can give us a thumbs up in the chat just to let us know that the sound is coming through alright, that'll be lovely. So hope to have a few people in. Okay, if anyone's in the chat, if you can give us a thumbs up just to let us know that everything is coming through alright. So, February live stream, Brett.
Yeah.
Hopefully it goes a bit better than his last one and we don't end up with it taken down by
Got kicked off, didn't you?
YouTube, yeah. So if you saw our last live stream, we made a little bit of a boo-boo in that we were swinging a gun around on stream and it didn't go down too well with YouTube. Not too well at all. So we got kicked off. So no guns on tonight's stream. Should probably stop saying gun as well because that won't help job, will it? So yeah, I think tonight we'll do a bit of a chat. Good evening, Dave Hughes in the chat. How are you doing, Dave? Haven't seen you for a bit, mate. I've got Clay Marks in the chat. Daz's Cars and Guns. Sean Hughes in the chat. So yeah, evening everyone. I think, yeah, I thought we'd do a bit of an update today, didn't we? And have a chat about what's been going on. Obviously, the Zoli video went out. That's been doing well.
Yeah.
So yeah, any questions you've got, guys, just pop them in the chat as we go.
Yeah, we've been doing some filming today, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been out today doing some filming, so it's a
Long day.
Yeah, it's been a long, tough day, but luckily it stayed dry, didn't it? Because that was a worry.
Yeah. And I was on form today, so not too much editing.
No, hopefully not. No. Not that we edit out all his misses, of course. No, it were good today because you hit them first time pretty much every time, I think. So yeah, we had a good day, good session, getting some video in. Reason we put a big session in today, we've got another one in 2 weeks, is because obviously you're headed off to America.
Yes.
When do you go? 1st of April?
1st of April.
1st of April for 5, 6 weeks?
Yeah, potentially, yeah. It's going to be 6 weeks minimum, but probably more.
Yeah.
Probably more, yeah.
Big American tour.
Big American tour, and I've booked the English shoots and the American shoots, so, you know, if I stay out there, I've got a few things going on at home, so I may need to be back for, so that might alter things, but I'll be straight back out again. Spending a lot of time in America this year. Just the competitions and everything are better, you know.
Yeah, well, I know, I've just got back from
Jack
Florida,
Links,
and the Jack Links, I mean, I've never seen a shoot like it. If you think like the World English at Churchill's is pretty big, it's 10 times that, if not more, you know.
Yeah.
Just multiple events everywhere on a massive estate.
I think it's just more accepted over there, you know, and I think it's more professional over there. So, yeah, it's an exciting year, that's for sure.
It is, like I say, it's run a bit differently, innit? It's an interesting one because obviously Laura came with me filming. I've been before and shot some monthly registers, but not a big comp like that. And it's interesting because it's taken a lot more professionally, but then also it's still fun and relaxed in the squad.
Yeah, I mean the people are great, aren't they?
Yeah.
The American people are great.
That's it. Lots of fist bumping and high fiving and that.
Yeah, yeah. It's everyone's there to help each other there.
Yeah.
I feel like those Europeans are a little bit standoffish, especially like the French and rude.
People like that. I shoot in France all the time. They're lovely.
Yeah, you do. You love France. You've got a house in France.
Oui, monsieur. Yeah, it's Le Bon. The Yorkshire accent don't work for French, unfortunately.
No, it doesn't.
De bien, s'il vous plaît. You know, it just doesn't work.
No.
So yeah, we like butchering the French language a bit. But yeah, so yeah, like I say, you're out to America. First shoot is Browning Briley.
Browning Briley in Houston, yeah.
You shot that before, or just your first time?
I think I have done years and years ago. If it's the same shoot, I can't remember whether it was the Caribbean Cup or something. I've shot something that maybe not the Browning Briley, but yeah, it's going to be good. And I love Greater Houston as well. The gun club there is immaculate, like Eaton Hall. So yeah, just I think the weather, the food, the shooting, everything's just brilliant.
Yeah, I must admit it was so nice to shoot in a t-shirt again.
Yeah,
I think probably August. What last time I shot in a t-shirt till last week. But yeah, it's you've got a big few sessions over. So you're going out this first time, back at least for Eaton Hall June, aren't you?
yeah.
and then back out to America again.
Yeah, back out there. Yeah, no, back out to shoot the Canadian Open as well. So I went to Canada. That's going to be good. But yeah, just still waiting on the gun. Actually, the gun should be here soon. Apparently, it's stuck in customs.
Yeah, it's probably a good update for anyone watching. Obviously, the first 2 parts of the Zoli tour and that are out, but we haven't been able to film the last bit of Brett getting the gun and taking it out for them first shots.
No, not yet.
Yeah, paperwork and customs and all the rest of it.
So it's getting kind of tight, really. I want to be practicing with the gun. Obviously, it's completely different to my demo gun, the stock and the dimensions and the forend. So it does feel different, although the sight pitch will be pretty similar. The stock and everything, the way it's set up is different. But just excited to get it now and start practicing. Yeah. So 5 weeks, 4 weeks until I fly. So it needs to be here.
It'll be tight, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, hopefully it comes soon. So second, who else has got in the chat? So Dave Fox, hello. Mark Harris in the chat. Dells Whisper. So a couple of first questions in then. So Dave Hughes says, when in America, what cartridges will you choose, or are you getting the Rios shipped out there?
Yeah, so I'll be shooting Rios out there, and yeah, maybe some Remington Nitros if I run out.
Right.
That's my other option.
Yeah, I didn't think you could get Rios there, but they actually were one of the sponsors at
Yeah,
Links,
you can get Rios out in America, yeah. I've seen a guy called David King using them, shot with him actually. So yeah, you can get Rios out there. So
good.
That's the one.
Okay, so Mark Harris 9369 says, Brett, when moving through the classes from A to AAA, is it a matter of practice and honing your technique?
Moving through the classes, what classes are you in?
So it's talking about going from A to making that jump to sort of AAA.
Yeah.
Is it just a matter of practicing and honing your technique, getting your technique down, or is there something else you think comes into it?
I think it's a lot of things. I think experience, quality practice. People want to go out and practice, but again, people want to just put cartridges in the gun and shout pull. You've got to have some structure to your shooting practice. You know, keep it small, keep it low amount, but quality. Like 100 shells, 50 shells a day, like really quality. It's better to shoot more frequently but less than shoot 1,000 in the day and then not shoot till the next week. You know,
try and do it more regular.
Yeah, more regular. You'll find yourself getting more consistent when you shoot more regular, but less, because yeah, you definitely don't want to be shooting more than 100 a day, because your eyes will just get 16 clays, you know, and you get tired. So, and you know, you go to a competition like a world FITASC or a world compact or world championship sporting, you're never really shooting more than 100 targets, 50 targets a day anyway. So you're going to be keeping your practice the same. But moving through the classes, yeah, just keep the practice quality and really focus on your technique. I mean, I don't know if you're having lessons or what, but find a good coach, get some lessons, point you in the right direction. You know, you could be making mistakes that you don't see yourself. I think it's a good idea to have a coach.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think I didn't for long enough, and probably ingrained some pretty bad habits.
That's it. You scar yourself. You know, if you're not getting lessons off someone that knows what they're doing, and you're at a certain level, you're just scarring yourself. Because I teach people, and I see so many bad habits, and it's easier to teach someone that's never shot before than it is someone who's been shooting for 20 years and never had a lesson.
Yeah, because they'll just revert into what
and
they know.
Yeah, and been a farmer with the most terrible flick. So
we had to get that AYA Yeoman moving. He'd been hammering in fence posts and stuff before we had to shoot bunnies with it.
I mean, yeah, it's quality practice and thing. What's his name?
So that was from Mark Harris, I suppose.
Mark, quality practice, often get yourself a coach, see what you're doing wrong, you will improve. It's just a matter of time.
Do you think that sort of, because if someone's a double A, you know, they've probably got to have a good technique, haven't they, really?
What's he, A class?
He's put from A to AAA, so I'm assuming he's in A. But like a double A shot's got to have, they might have a bad technique, but it works, I suppose. Do you think getting to that AAA, to that top tier, is a bit more of the psychological side of it, or, you know, what separates them double A's from triple A's?
Yeah, I think there is a big divide in a double A to a triple A actually, and I think triple A with the CPSA should move it up to like 90% plus,
Yeah.
and really segregate the triple A's, because I don't know what the average is to get into triple A. I don't think it's much more than double A.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I think it's double A about 90%,
No.
89.
No,
No, is it not?
No,
I
it's
don't-
less
I
than
don't
that,
know.
I think. Might be 85, and then triple A like 86, 87, I think.
Right, I'm chatting to some people from CPSA, so I'll try and find
Yeah,
out.
so
I think
I-
you can see it on website, but
Yeah. There is a big divide, but I think a true triple A class shot, high end, will be that's the big gap.
Yeah.
You know, you've got some triple A shooters that just scrape into triple A and carry on with that average, but if you're shooting 90% sporting, English sporting, then you're a good shot. You know, a very good shot.
yeah. And I suppose it's doing it consistently, innit?
Consistently over 12 months. That's how our averages work, innit?
Cool. Yeah, hope that helped, Mark. Dave Hughes. Clay Marks says, Brett, congratulations on being part of Team Zoli.
Yes, thank you.
I think looking forward to it, are you?
Yeah, I am, and the gun feels great. You know, it feels really raw, really true. I like it, I do. So, really excited for that.
So, Dave Hughes says, it's obviously seen me post on Instagram with the chokes. Mike, you've got some rhino chokes to try. What's Brett's opinion on them? Or any aftermarket choke versus a manufacturer's own choke?
Yeah. Well, I've had to play around with chokes a little bit. Obviously, the Miraku, everybody knows I bored the barrels out to 5/8, thinking that it would get me a few more targets, you know. But it didn't work with the Miraku. It totally ruined the barrels. And I've always shot obviously tight chokes. I like a tight choke. Now I got some chokes, some rhino chokes, and they sent me two 3/4 titanium and 2 full steels, and you know, being my choke that I used every time, I shot them and didn't really like it.
Yeah.
I found the pattern very, very tight and blowing and not very good through that thou of choke. So Tim sent me some 22 thou chokes to try, and they've not left the gun since.
Yeah.
So I reckon I've shot probably 1,500 shells through these 22 thou chokes, and they are very good.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were playing today, doing some filming, and we put some big stuff on, and they were
Yeah.
mincing it.
Yeah, it feels. Yeah, it's weird. It's like it shoots like a full choke, very accurate, nice and tight, but it just seems to be a whole round. I don't know. It's the way it breaks the clay is good. You know, it's probably not as hard as a full choke, but it seems to break the clay. And I noticed I was shooting at Eton Hall the other day, and I noticed I'd just made a wrong move on a teal and just nibbled the top edge off. And I know for a fact, what I saw down the barrel when I shot, I know for a fact if it had been full and full, it would have carried on going.
It's gone over, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm glad I've found a set of chokes that are more open than my fulls. I'm not getting as good breaks, but I'm still breaking them, and I'm still very confident in that choke. So, yeah, very happy with the 22 thous. He's sending me 2 17 thou chokes, so I want to try them.
That'll be good. And we'll cover a bit more on the chokes when we get the gun as well. So
Yeah,
we'll cover a bit about the chokes on
Yeah.
there.
I don't know whether it's the extra length
Yeah, it
that
could
helps. A bit more pointable. I don't know. It's very accurate. You know, I shoot the clay and then shoot the bit, and the bits are tiny, aren't they? But it's still powder in the bit.
Yeah, could be.
I like
Certainly worth trying, I think, and that point about aftermarket versus manufacturer chokes, I think you've just got to get out and try a few, won't you, and play around really, see what works for you
Yeah.
and your gun.
Yeah, exactly. You know, different shells for different guns and different chokes for different guns.
Cool. Claire Marks in the chat says, when you had your Moroku, how often did you come across light strikes with the bottom barrel using the Rio ammo? If so, did you replace the firing pins with aftermarket or factory pins? Do you have any light strikes with your bottom barrel?
No. That gun, I never had a misfire with that gun.
No.
Never.
Old workhorse.
Industrial pole. No, it's good. The Miracu's good, but I tell you something. I did pull the Miracu out the cabinet the other day and had a little play with it. it's not. It just feels so bulky compared to the Zoli. Yeah,
Feels sort of heavy.
it does. It does, but I did shoot it well, to be fair. So can't complain.
Okay, cool. So next question, Dave says, Mike, with you filming Brett shoot, has it helped you in your shooting? Do you think, and if so, why and how? Definitely, yeah, because I've been watching different techniques. It's not nice to follow him into the cage sometimes because you're like, shit, got to follow that. But yeah, I think so. Certainly, filming the tutorials has definitely helped me because there's targets there which you would approach completely different to what I would think. And I've been out and practiced some of the stuff that we've covered in the tutorials, and yeah, I just got back from Florida and had a pretty successful shoot there. Blew end of it a little bit, but 5th in class out of 194 shooters, you know, I'll take that.
Yeah.
On a 4-day main as well, so yeah, it's definitely helped. But I think I keep watching the tutorials and going out and trying stuff myself as well. So obviously I have to watch them about 50 times when I'm editing them, but doesn't stop me going back and watching them again. So yeah, be sure to watch them and get out and try. I think I said it last time. Last year I just did not do any practice at all. I just shot comps and not a lot of that really. So this year been a real focus after working with Brett on making sure we put that practice time in.
Yeah.
Cool. Andy Mac says, have you ever been conflicted between which method to use, or have you changed methods between pairs? What's the best way to decide on what method to use?
Yeah. Good question, that. Best way of describing it is you've got to have a lot of tools in your toolbox for different sorts of presentations. You know, the sky's the limit, isn't it? You know, the clay can be thrown at any angle, at any way. So, you know, there's targets that I'm shooting that I've never shot at an angle and a speed and a distance before, all the time. But if you break it down to crosser, driven, incomer, you know, going away target, they're all pretty much there or thereabouts. So, yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of people like to shoot from behind the target, and that's great. I don't do that all the time. I'll shoot a driven from behind. I'll see the driven over my barrel. I'll start to make the move. I'll come right past the clay will disappear, and I'll, you know, carry on going depending on how high it is. Same with the teal. You've seen the videos. I'll see the target above my barrel, and I'll start to make a move, come past. But that's about it, really. The only other time I'll shoot a different technique is like a diminishing lead on an incomer, which I learnt from Madison Sharp. She taught me how to do it. Yeah, she does. Unbelievable shot. And like we've been doing today, you know, the diminishing lead's brilliant on something that's doing nothing.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, on the quartering targets, I'm pretty much shooting diminishing lead because the clay's just coming up to the barrel.
Yeah.
It's the same with a quartering incomer. You know, the gun's near the sweet spot with a kill zone, but you're looking at that target coming into the barrel. As soon as it gets to close, it's like bang, you know. The target's hardly doing anything, so the gun wants to be doing nothing.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's like you say, it's getting that correlation from
Yeah.
the barrel to the target.
Yeah, well, you put it online somewhere in your kill spot, and then just watch the target come in, and then this last little move at the last minute, boof. But yeah, she shoots that very, very well, and I've learned that from her. That's the only really technique that I'll use. I'll maintain on pretty much everything, unless I can't find the line. If it's like a big, long quartering target, I might come from behind, depending on how edge on it is.
Yeah.
So.
And I suppose there's a question there about would you change your method in between pairs? I suppose you probably only do that if you felt you really got it wrong first time.
Well, you mean change the method on the target? Like if you do...
Yeah, so like shoot your first pair maintained and then change
Oh, no. If you're at a certain level maybe, but when you're at a level where, you know, you want to... When you're at a good level, no, I won't be messing around with different techniques. Yeah, you've got your... If you're missing me fractions anyway. You know, we're always gonna... People at the top are always gonna be very near the clay anyway. We're never gonna be missing by miles. So it's not the technique; we've just got the move wrong or the initial part wrong.
I think that's certainly like I've found with my level. You know, I might go in and think, right, I'm going to shoot this maintain lead, and then I set off a bit too slow, so suddenly it's turned into more of a pull away move.
Yeah, that's
and
I see
where-
that with you. Yeah, but then
Call
you
me
make
lazy now.
then you're making it hard for yourself because you're never gonna improve from what you're doing. If you're changing your technique on each target,
Yeah.
you're shooting it differently every time, so
No.
you can't make adjustments.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean, though. I think that's the only time you'd sort of, for me, you'd change mid pairs is because you've got the move wrong and you've
Yeah.
not done the method that you wanted to.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, the only time I can see a change is like if I'm shooting a crosser, I'll maintain or diminishing lead, bang, and then driven, I'll come from behind. That's the only time there'll be a difference on the pair.
Per target.
But per target, yeah, no. If I miss the target with maintain lead, I'm gonna stay maintain lead. I'm just gonna find it, you know.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, Dan Ladiman in the chat. Hello, Dan. Hope you're good, mate. Do you think it is right that the compact has been open for practice at Churchill's for the last 2 days, considering the competition is tomorrow? So I suppose the question is, do you think it's right that they open up practice days for compact? But I mean, you get that in all the European worlds. Don't you?
Yes, it's a funny one because I look at compact as the closest discipline, sporting clays, to the Olympic discipline. You know, we're on microphones just like Olympic trap. And you know something, if you think about it like this, you can go and practice Olympic trap and it's the same.
Yeah.
You know, you go practice the compact and it's the same. So I think it's right. Yeah, I think it comes down to competition day, and you know, you can go and shoot 100 straight at practice, but go and do it in competition, it's different. So competition day is its own pressure on it by itself. So, you know, it's the same with the European Fit Task. The European compact, you can practice the day before the same targets, but sometimes that's a bad thing.
Yeah, so you think going and practice? Oh, so it's the same targets and it's not.
Yeah, it's the same targets.
Right, that's like a different layout, and then they switched it up.
Same
right.
targets. Yeah, because
Yeah, that could be a bit risky, couldn't it?
well, yeah, because if you go and shoot 25 straight in practice, you know you've got to do it in competition.
Yeah.
And then you know you don't want to do that.
No.
I don't agree with that. I think you're gonna go out there fresh.
Yeah.
And not be practicing the targets that you're shooting, unless there's a horrible target that you've not seen before or whatever.
Yeah, it's an interesting call. I mean, Dan said there, he means like in order of fairness, in that, you know, some people probably won't be able to make a practice day, can only get to competition, whereas others can.
I think the way to look at it is, no, I think the compact is it's a true discipline. I think it's the closest we can get for it being fair. You know, no one can cheat, really. No one can mess about. There's 2 referees there all the time. There's microphone systems. There's the buzzer. There's the screens. So I class that as an Olympic discipline.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can go and practice Olympic trap and Olympic ski, and they're the same targets all the time. So.
And yeah, I suppose if anyone's interested in compact and you're near Eton Hall, get down there because there's 5 or 6 different layouts. You can
There'll be 8. There'll be 8 soon.
8 soon. So just moving on to Mark Harris says perfect answer there. Thanks. Yeah.
Thanks,
no
Mark. Mark, yeah.
Yeah. GMI Chow LP9QZ. I'm going to attempt to figure out what that's. Gimme Chow, maybe. Brett, have you considered shooting quartering birds using swing through? It seems like in some of the big shoots and shots you have missed are usually quarter birds from the left. So would you consider shooting them swing through? If it's
No.
A problem area.
Not as long as I have a hole in my arse. To be honest, no. I think I don't know what this guy's on about. I think it must be the super final or something. The left-hand trap.
Okay, yeah. When we were down.
Yeah, I
on the
mean,
fields.
you know, the target's going away at 40 yards, rocketing away. It's hard to hit consistently. You know, these tough targets are hard to hit. They're far away. You know.
I think we still need to film a bit of a review of that final, don't we? Because
yeah, we do.
it sparked some real debate online. You know, I know George came out and said he didn't think the targets were sort of appropriate. Other people didn't.
Yeah, and I'll always stand by this. The targets are the targets. Everyone's got to shoot them.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether they're 170 yards away or 30 yards away. That's what you're shooting. So you know.
Yeah, and I think for me, it's a super final. It should be on the top edge, shouldn't it? Really, I don't know.
I mean, look, the first peg 1 and peg 3 were fine, you know, but the middle peg, yeah, it was hard, but John Lee went on there and shot 6 out of 10, so they're breakable, you know what I mean? And I think me and Mark Windsor hit 1, and Zach Kingboy, I don't think he hit any.
No, okay. Yeah.
No, he might have hit 1, because I shot off with him at the end, sudden death pair, they had it simultaneous, and I managed to find him, I smashed both of the pair.
Right.
I smashed the pair to win, to get the, was it 5th, 4th? Can't remember. 5th.
5th, I think. Yeah.
So yeah, hope
Cool.
that answers that.
So
Yeah, left. No, it doesn't matter if it's coming from the left or the right quarter in. I'll always maintain, and I'll always smoke them.
Oh, yeah. Our friend Dale Wright in the comments. Dale's the one with big comments.
Dale.
Yeah. How are you doing, Dale? Hope you're good. Dale's put, came over to Eaton Hall the other week, but I think you had gone to the shooting show. Our paths will cross sometime. Hope you do really well in 26. Best wishes, Dale.
Thanks, Dale. And you know, I don't know if anybody's reading the comments on the channel. Dale always puts a great comment on there, and it takes me about 15 minutes to read, but it's a good comment. So thank you, Dale, for showing interest and watching the videos. I hope you enjoyed Eaton Hall, by the way.
Yeah.
Which you will have done.
Daz's Cars and Guns. Mike, what was the malfunction with the shot cam on today's Instagram story? Malfunction.
Well, I'll leave that one to you.
The malfunction was I was rushing around to set off and left it on my kitchen table. And unfortunately, I was 2 hours from where we were filming. So big shout out to John at Bamford's who came through and managed to lend us a shot cam. So yeah, the fail was my fail. So yes, I dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, Mike forgot the shot cam, and we had to use this dinosaur, didn't we, at John lent us, but hopefully...
Yeah, I think John's is a Gen 1, but he'll get what we need, so yeah. Otherwise, you know, it'd have been lots of over-the-shoulder footage. So yeah, hold my hands up, that was my mistake today.
You redeemed yourself, mate.
We did. John Smith says, what was wrong with the Maruku after being bored out to 5.8? I think we covered that, didn't we? You didn't feel it shot the same, did you?
Just didn't seem as accurate, and I don't think it's anything that Teague did. It just didn't work.
Obviously, you're used to smoking them with that tighter choke. And
it might have been a lot. It might have been mental. It might have been the fact that I've opened the choke up and not focusing as hard on the clay. I don't know, but it definitely altered the gun. And it didn't feel, it just didn't shoot right after. So I got a new set of barrels for that. So that's mended, but it's obviously in the cabinet now.
Cool. So what's next? Panozo says, having shot both CPSA and NSCA shoots, what are you expecting for the types of targets at the World English in April in San Antonio? Will it be more US or UK presentations, with it being that joint sort of World English sporting?
It depends who. I don't know who sets the targets for the World English. If I'm honest, I'm guessing it's an American person, so I'm guessing American targets. I think it's hard to throw English targets in America because the traps that they use and the clays are different. I think the clays are lighter.
Yeah, I think, is it 2mm smaller?
Wow.
And a little bit lighter.
So I don't know if they are smaller. They might look right. Okay,
because I think a British, or you know what they call international, is 110mm for a standard.
Right.
And I think theirs is 108. So just a little bit smaller.
All right, so 2mm.
Yeah, but then they're a little bit thinner as well.
But it's got the ring around it. So it's got
black ring.
You've got a black ring, so it'll look smaller in the sky. So. Yeah, the targets in America seem to come out the trap fast and slow up.
Yeah, I found that they die off. Seem to die off where you'd expect like a crosser to hold here. They seem to die off, I think.
Yeah, ours seem to carry on going. These slow up. So.
And what I found like this time, obviously I've only shot there a couple of times, but lots more low stuff, a lot of low stuff, and a lot more going away stuff than we probably see here.
I think it just depends on the target setter, if I'm honest. I went to a regional out there and there was loads of crosses, so I think it just depends on the target setter.
Cool. So Rob Fur says, "Hey Brett, what's the brand of silicone grip product you use? Is that something that can be purchased off the shelf?"
No, it's not. It's actually a process that the wood goes through to get that grip. Now, we're actually meant to fly to Italy in 3 days to go and get my gun silicone gripped.
Less,
But
2, isn't it?
2 days.
Sunday we're supposed to be going.
But the gun is not here, so we're not going. But we wanted to film that process of how it's done and everything. And I do have his contact details, so if you put a comment on here, I'll send you the guy's email. You can actually send your wood to Italy and get it back, you know.
Pietro Reverse.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, he's the man. He's the one who does the proper one. And actually, they designed this new silicone grip now where it's rain repellent. So, with my Miraku, the silicone grip that I had on it, when it got wet, it was a little bit slippy. This new stuff now is like grippy, even when it's wet. So.
I know they're at Eurocash last year, weren't they? I don't know if they'll be there again. So if anyone's at the Eurocash, have a look for them. You can have a chat.
I'm sorry, it's Alex. Alex something.
Yeah, I think, is that the
that's his
daughter? Is it?
right. Okay.
Or it might be his son. But yeah, I've got the card somewhere. So if you're on my Instagram, I'll put a picture of the card. Cool. So Matt Hartshorn. Hey Brett, was great chatting with you at the show. We were the only people looking fresh in white tops. Thank you for putting me on to Zoli. What a gun has yours got through customs yet? So yeah, I think Matt might have joined a little bit late, but no.
No,
unfortunately.
not yet, Mark. So it's still waiting to come over. Getting a little bit nervous about it now because I do want to get practicing with it, and it's coming up to the Worlds and some big shoots. So. Yeah, but I'll be fine. It'll be good.
Cool. Ben Husworth's in the chat. Message retracted. Feel free to put it back in, Ben, if you've got a question.
Ben's always got a question. Come on, Ben.
Thank you for the response on quarter-inch targets. Dan Ladderman, appreciate the view on it. I think it could help the B, C and D to shoot the sim pairs and work that out ahead. I've heard they may change the menus. Oh, talk back to the...
That's a good point.
Practice.
That's a very good point. You know, you're right. If there is sim pairs, which there are in compacts, that's the pairs you want to be practicing or even watching. You know, so yeah, it can be tricky compact when you've got to on the simos because you sometimes
So Dan says, are we both there tomorrow? No, we're not there tomorrow. We're doing a bit of filming at Eaton Hall.
Yeah, filming at Eaton Hall. I would be shooting that competition tomorrow, but obviously the gun's not here and I don't want to go shooting competitions with a demo gun now. I'm just fully focused on getting this gun, getting some shells, getting some ammo for it, and getting tuned into that gun. So
cool. Anthony Newman says, enjoying these chats. How's the Zoli performing? Obviously you've been using the demo gun, but how are you finding the demo gun?
Yeah, very good. I feel like I shoot it at the same level as my Miraku straight away, which is good. So there's no dip in new gun syndrome or anything. It just seems to be a nice.
So you go out and put a 99 one with it.
Yeah, the first. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, just excited to get the new one now. But
me too, because when you get that, I'm going to try and badger Sam to let me borrow that Zoli for a bit.
Yeah.
And we'll do a review on the channel on it. If he lets me borrow it for a bit. We'll see.
I'm sure I will, mate.
Thomas McGill says, would you have any advice for a 17-year-old junior that has just been signed by a major cartridge company to deal with the pressure and people's eyes on them? So obviously, if you've just been signed to a cartridge manufacturer, you've picked up some sponsorship now, obviously
good.
People are looking at you. Have you got any advice for dealing with that sort of pressure?
Yeah, don't look at it like that. You know, don't think about it as pressure. You're obviously at a good enough level to get sponsored by a cartridge company, so that's an achievement.
Yeah, definitely.
Just go out there and shoot. You know, don't think about what people are thinking. You know, I've got a good head on me where I feel like I'm strong that way.
Yeah.
You know.
I'd take confidence from it, you know. Someone's obviously got
Yeah.
faith in your ability to...
Definitely, just have a strong head on you and just go out there and smash it, you know. Don't think that you have to prove yourself to anybody. You're already good enough to get a sponsorship deal, so just go out there and smash them. Don't think about anything else or anybody else when you're shooting. Just focus on what's ahead. That's it.
I'd say I'd take it as take some confidence from it.
What's his
definitely.
name again?
That was Thomas McGill.
Thomas, message me on Instagram, and if you're ever in the area of Eton Hall, we'll do some shooting together.
Yeah, nice. How History says, are you both shooting the Essex Masters this year in April?
Okay.
No, cover that, you're going to be in America, aren't you?
I'm going to be in America, and if I'm honest with you, this is nothing against the Essex Masters, nothing against John Dyson, what he does, and Neville J. They do a great job at the Essex Masters, but and the targets are great, the event's great, but the place where it's at, the old farm, it doesn't do anything for me there. Like I just think to myself, it's a bit of a, how can I describe it? I don't know. It seems to be...
I've never shot it.
Have you never shot it?
No, I've never been down there.
It's just the same every year. But it is a great event.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't in America, then I'd definitely shoot
I
it.
think we initially were looking at booking on, weren't we?
Yeah.
American schedule.
It's been a reoccurring event for a long time, hasn't it? I don't know if you know anything about it, but I think it's been going for a long time.
It's been going a long time. I mean, I've certainly heard of it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who go through that shoot.
Yeah.
I think there's more people go through that shoot than the world sporting.
Right, deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a few people who are shooting it and a couple of us, but yeah, I'm, as you know, fast running out of holidays at work.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Ben, and to be fair, I think April, I'm going to be out in France quite a bit, getting ready for the French League and French Nationals coming up.
Go on, mate.
So yeah, Ben Clay Shooting says, hi Brett, would you maybe be able to talk about your preparation for a shoot and your mental side? I don't think he's saying you've got a mental side. But yeah, how do you prepare mentally?
Preparing for a big shoot, like, I think the best way to describe it is just being confident in yourself and trusting your technique and trusting the work that you've done over the years. You know, like, there's been a lot of effort and a lot of time that I've put into shooting and experience that I've gained and knowledge and data in seeing leads and different target presentations, and I think just being at a certain level where you can go out and just be confident in yourself and not treat it, how can I describe it? You've got to turn the nerves into a positive thing where, you know, it turns your eyes on it and it turns your movements on and everything. So your reactions, you know. So preparing for a competition, I think I'll think about it and I'll get like butterflies before I go out. And that's what I lost in shooting. That's why I stopped shooting. But you'll get butterflies and you'll get a bit nervous, but that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we touched on this before when doing coaching with people for public speaking and stuff, and it's about turning that nerves from like putting you off and making you shake to excitement. You know, the challenge is coming up and I'm getting stuck into it
channeling,
rather than making it nervous.
Channeling them feelings into something positive where it makes you hyper focus. Because in shooting, when that clay target comes out of that trap, especially if it's quartering going away or whatever fast, you know, you've got to be turned on, you've got to be really fucking focused on it. Yeah.
That probably leads into a nice bit of a question from Dan Ladderman, where he's put, you mentioned in a lot of your vids about looking hard at the clay. I listened to a podcast with Dr. Cole, American, and he describes it as narrowing down your vision to a point on the clay. Is that how you see it too?
Narrowing down your vision to a point on the
like,
clay. So he's staring at it as well.
Yeah,
exactly. You know, it's all in the eyes shooting, isn't it? You know, it's the eyes and this lead hand and the way you move. So staring super hard at the clay with your barrel in your peripheral, you know, you're locked onto it, you know what it's doing. Yeah, you've got to be hyper focused on it. I'm looking to the centre of the clay. I'm not looking to break any pieces off it. I'm looking to blow the centre of the clay up. You know, I want to put that shot string right in the middle of that clay. So staring hard at it. I know I mentioned it a lot, staring hard at the clay, but
yeah, I know what you mean. Though. That has to be your focus and you're blocking everything else out. Right?
Yeah, and
But I think, for me, I heard some of the sort of American shooters as well talk about like looking for a specific bit on the clay, like the ring or something like that. I struggle with that side of it, I think.
I mean, it depends what distance the clay's at. If it's at 70 yards, then
You can have a job at that.
But it's, you know, staring hard at what it's doing. If you're watching that clay, what the clay's doing, you know, your gun's going to get to where it needs to be. So that's the way I look at it.
Cool. Charlie Folds is in the chat. Says, evening, Mr. Brett, we need another video with our new guns, because he's got his new gun now as well.
Definitely, Charles. If you're up for another competition, gladly. Let's go and do some shooting, mate.
So, John Smith says, how did you get a new set of barrels for the Maruku after they'd been teed? Did you buy another gun the same, or just put the barrels on your existing gun?
Yeah, I bought another gun.
Yeah, a lot of guns you can't just swap the barrels out. They've got bits.
No, this is different action, and the barrel. You know, I put the woodwork on the new gun. So, and it's fixed. It's good.
Anthony Wells says, Mike, have you told Brett he has to come over to the Jack Links next year? Cheers, Anthony. I have told him that, yeah, because I really want to go back next year, and I think it's one that you need to shoot.
Well,
and it's February, so it's nice to get out of this place.
Well, all being well, I would love to go to Jack Links, and I'll probably be over there anyway.
Possibly, yeah, possibly.
So,
we covered that one. How History says, and I assume this is about the Essex Masters, it's certainly not like it used to be. It reminds me of a really posh straw baler.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Look, it's a great straw baler. It's a good championship, and it's a hard one to win because there's a lot of people go through it. But there's a lot of people that's never shot before goes through it as well. But yeah, good. John Dyson and Neville Jay's done a great job of that event.
Cool. SJLGA says good luck this year.
Thank you very much. I feel good this year. I'm definitely winning a major this year.
Upland Knight says hello gents, so good evening, hello. Rob First says, where will you be shooting in the US this year? Is there anywhere you've never been before?
Yes, I've not been to a lot of places in America, if I'm honest. Travelling around different states.
You've got the regionals, haven't you?
Regionals. I'd have to go through my phone and what I'm actually booked on for on Score Chaser, but yeah, I can't really tell you exactly where we're going. Texas, Chicago,
Texas, Canada.
Oh,
is Canada pretty sure that's not US, but you have the Southwest Regional.
I can't remember where I'm going.
We do have a video on Brett's calendar, but it has since changed a little bit, hasn't it? And we're going to release that for members, which leads nice on to some of the channel updates. So keep getting asked about channel memberships. We are pretty much ready to launch. We're going to do that hopefully Friday next week. I was going to do it tonight, but I want to make sure there's some content on there. So there's a few little bits on there now. But I want to make sure there's some content on there so you feel like you're getting some value out of it. You know, we haven't just opened it and not put anything on for members. So there's a few smaller bits on there. We're going to put some unreleased videos on there as well. So there'll be videos from the British Open last year on there. We're also going to put extended versions from the Zoli. Yeah, from the Zoli factory tour. Yeah, take your mic off.
Oh shit!
Nobody needs to be on that. So yeah, we're going to put an extended version from the from Hugo, the stock maker, so a longer version of that from the Zoli factory tour, and probably a longer version of the Zoli factory tour itself. So yeah, we should be launching them, like I say, next week. I've just got basically I haven't finished editing some of the videos that I want to get on there. The other plan then is, because Brett's out in America, obviously, like I said, we've done a lot of filming today. We're going to do some more tomorrow, and then meet up again in 2 weeks and do another full day of filming. So plenty of content to go at while Brett's out in America. But what we're also going to do is, for channel members, we'll do regular live stream updates with Brett from America. So I'll dial him in, obviously I'll be here. But we'll dial him in, he'll give a bit of an update on what he's shot that week, where he's been, and a few bits of vlog style stuff on on the members only channel. So that'll be launching, like I say, hopefully next week. I know I said that on the last live stream, but I just want to make sure that there is stuff on there for you, so you don't feel like we've opened memberships and stuff for no reason. The other thing we'll plan to do then is we'll get together and have some members only shoots. So we'll put on a shoot for members down at Eton Hall probably, and just get together and hang out and shoot some targets. So yeah, that'll all be coming next week. Keep watching the YouTube for an update, and Brett and my Instagram. I'll let you know when it's open. Yeah, quick on the question on that, it will be $2.99 per month for the membership. So less than a coffee.
Yeah,
less
look,
than a sandwich.
The money is, it's not about breaking records, and this channel was never about that. It was literally just to kind of do a journal, weren't it, for me?
Yeah.
You know, like a shooting log. But it's turned into this, which is great, and I enjoy doing it, and you enjoy doing it.
Absolutely, so. Yeah. I think the plan for the memberships really is just to try and toss some costs so we can keep making great videos.
The money, whatever the YouTube channel makes, and it's made a bit of money now, hasn't it? But whatever it makes goes straight back into the channel for better equipment.
And when we say it's made some money, I think because most popular video that's 45,000 views now, the shooting skeet for sporting one.
Yeah.
It's 45,000 views and it's made about 80 quid. So yeah, it certainly doesn't pay for what it costs. So the hope is from the memberships that'll give us a little bit of pot of money to get a few bits of better equipment so we can improve the quality of the videos, and then also, like I say, just cover some of the cost of making the videos themselves, because Brett's out full time and you know, I work full time, so it's about getting a little bit of pot of money together so we can do a bit more travel, go to a few more grounds, stuff like that. So yeah, it should be good. And obviously, like I say, to try and build a bit of community around the channel as well.
Yeah, definitely. Be good to get them days in, wouldn't it, where we shoot together and stuff.
That's it. Once we've got the calendar nailed down and we know when we've got some time back in UK, and that we'll set up a members only shoot then. Alright, and back to questions. Yeah, I've got that one. How much of hitting the target do you think is down to feel, or is it more mechanical of knowing your lead pictures through experience?
It's a balance, really. It's a balance of that. You've got to feel it, and you've got to have the, you know, the experience to know how far to go in front and stuff. But depending on the target, really. We were doing one today, weren't we? A fast going away target. The trap started at 35 yards and it was going away, screaming away. And that is basically on feel. I mean, I'm even listening to the noise of the trap going to get ready.
Yeah. So you're watching it online and just.
Yeah, I'm watching the target where it crosses online. Pull what? So yeah, a balance really, both feel and your experience of leads at different distances. The best way to do it and the best way to practice it is to get a crosser, you know, a nice crosser up in the sky, see it belly, you know, start at 20 yards, shoot it 5 times, and really focus on what's happening when you pull the trigger. Like, look at what's happening, look how far the gun is in front, look at where you are, look at where you're shooting it, stand in the same place every time, shoot 5 that way, go back 10 yards, shoot another 5, and you'll start to see the lead increase.
Feel that picture.
Yeah, and then you'll get to 50 yards and you'll be well out in front. Lead is basically, you know, the time that it takes the shot to get there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if it was lightning fast, you'd be able to shoot at everything, but it's not. It's travelling at what? Average shells 1,300 feet per second, whatever it is. You know, you've got to give it time to get there. So you've got to cover that distance. Exactly. That's the best way of describing it.
Yeah, and like I said, depending on angle, speed, it's going to change how much of that gap you need to see in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. Like, work on one target and keep moving back.
Yeah, and going back to maintain lead, you know, I'm always seeing this clay on the right side of the barrel or the left side of the barrel, unless it's a driven or a teal. So I can always see what it's doing. So I always feel like I've got loads of time on the clay.
Yeah, I think I said to you before, you watch a lot of top shooters like yourself. None of them ever seem rushed. They all seem perfectly smooth, even if they're shooting something which is, you know, quite a fast shot.
Yeah, because
Never
you've got
seen rushed,
because of gun position.
That's it, because you're on the...
And even if you're shooting from behind the target, swing through, the top shots have always got the gun in the right place. So it always looks like they're shooting fast, but the gun's just in the right place. Like the best way of describing it is if your gun's in the wrong place and you shout pull, the target's travelled so far, and you've got to get your gun in the right place. You've lost that time. The top shots will know exactly where to put the gun, and that's the start of the move on a clay, and that's the most important bit. That's where it starts. Yeah. The rest of it is just the connection and the move after that. But the most important bit is where you put the gun and where you put the eyes, and you never look down the barrel and just stay there. You know what I mean? The eyes are always looking for that clay come in. So.
And I suppose that's where the key is, like that prep before you call pull when you're watching show pair or someone shooting in front of you or whatever, and you're looking for reference points, I suppose, in the background there, so that like that bush there, that's where I'm going to hold it. I know it's crossing that.
If I've got a reference point, yeah, but if it's something in the sky, I'll draw a line with my eyes. When I go into that show pair and I shout pull on that first target, I've drawn a line and I know where to put the gun, and even if it's a couple of inches off the line, when I shout pull, that target's coming out, I'm straight on line because I can see the target coming up to me, So...
I tell you what, I saw quite a lot in America, which is you don't see here, people looking at show pairs mounted. Gun in shoulder.
Yeah, that's just...
I shouldn't know as a ref, but I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to do that here.
Well, I tell you something, whoever's doing that isn't going to be at a good level because, for one, you're looking down the barrel, so you've only got the 50% from the barrel. You need to have you need to see everything that's happening on your show pair. Yeah. That's the most important bit.
A lot of people doing it. We're like, whoa.
Yeah, this is the most important bit to the starting you stand on an English sporting is seeing the targets. You don't want that gun in your shoulder when you're seeing the targets. You're gonna be looking exactly what he's doing, studying it, and then going in there and shooting him.
Cool. So Anthony Wells says the South East Regional is at Quail Creek the first week of June this year. That'll be Florida, but I don't think Florida's on your list, is it?
First week of June. No, there is, yeah. So I think I am booked in for that, yes. And I'll be flying back for the Top Gun. Did you say Florida?
Quail Creek, yeah.
Yeah, so flying from Florida to London and then doing the Top Gun at Eton Hall.
And then out for Eurocash.
And then I'm staying in England for, is it the Eurocash? And there's something else.
Eurocash end of June, innit?
Yeah, the Eurocash is the end of June, but is it the English Open the English Open's in May, innit?
Possibly,
I need to look at my calendar, but there's another shoot. Oh, it's the British Grand Prix at West Midlands.
British Grand Prix, yeah, because that's weekend before, isn't it?
Yeah.
Weekend before Eurocash. Cool. So Dave Fox says try the North East Regionals at M&M's.
Yes.
Is that Anthony's ground, M&M? No?
Yes, it is Anthony's ground.
James King says, alright Brett, what target do you see at a registered that you dislike or hate the most? So
what
target do you, so when you're in a comp or whatever, what target do you hate or dislike or hate the most?
I don't dislike any target.
No.
No, I don't dislike any target. I'll find some targets harder to shoot than others, and I'll tell you exactly what they are. They are a midi, a 70mm, whatever, long, like rolling. I think anybody finds them hard to shoot because they're so small.
Yeah.
Like when you put your gun up and you're looking down, you're looking at the clay, like you can see the bead in the peripheral. The bead's bigger than the clay, that's not good. But
yeah,
they're probably the
hardest. A lot of people out.
They're the hardest, but I don't dislike them. Just find them harder to shoot. There isn't a target that I dislike. In fact, rabbits.
I was going to say, what about rabbits? A lot of people hate rabbits.
Rabbits
are inconsistent.
Rabbits are the most inconsistent target because I feel like a rabbit's unfair. Yeah. Because at the top now, there's 1 and 2 clays in it. There's hardly any margin when you win. So a rabbit can just, a rabbit can jump on a piece of clay or something or whatever, or just go off its path a little bit.
Well, if we go back
and
to
it's
the
jump and it's gone.
British Compact video last year.
There you go.
One target, just that rabbit hopped as you shot. It just
Exactly.
moved, so.
Just as I pulled the trigger, it just jumped straight over the thing. What can you do? But I think that's probably I dislike rabbits because it's very inconsistent.
Yeah, we need to do a video on rabbits, don't we?
They could make a rabbit consistent. They could find some sort of mat that it would travel down and not jump.
Yeah, I think, like you say, they are. I mean, there were one at Jack Links where it had a hump in the ground. So
there you go.
Sometimes it was going straight over.
Yeah.
Other times it was coming 3-4 foot up.
Yeah.
And I watched a lot of people struggle with it because it were all over the place. And like I say, one time it's rolling flat, next time it could jump. And I just shot it really quick and shot it before the hump just to take it out of it, But you've got to be able to shoot quick to do that, haven't you? So, but yeah, we need to do a rabbit video, I think. What about raboos? A lot of raboos in America. Started to see a few here.
Yeah, but if I'm honest, I don't treat a raboo any different to a standard clay or a batu.
To a dropping time.
It's the same. Oh, you mean a raboo as in just like a rabbit?
Yeah, they're sort of throwing a rabbit in air, but because of weight, they sort of drop quick, don't they?
Yeah, but I'd never shoot on the drop, really.
You shoot way out and up.
Yeah.
Seen a lot of them now.
Yeah, I don't see any difference between really a batu or a batu's obviously travelling faster, but a raboo is just
Just another clay.
Just another clay.
Someone's put +1 for Eminem. Daz's Cards and Guns says, what's your thought on sub-gauges and do you ever compete in any sub-gauge comps?
No. I don't even entertain the idea of doing that now. No.
Mind you, you want to be hyper-focused on what you're doing because you're competing for that win, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of fun and a mess around with a 410 or a 20 gauge, I mean, it'd be great, but not entering these competitions. I don't think there's a big enough crowd to get anything out of it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But then again, I've never tried it, so maybe.
Well, we're shooting the Petty Caliber at Vendome, my friend William's ground, in October or September.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, at these regionals and championships in America, there's that many things to shoot with the 12 gauge. You wouldn't even think about going out and shooting sub gauge stuff.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's that many stuff to shoot with sub gauge and all, isn't there? Like,
that's what I mean. Yeah,
20 gauge sporting, 20 gauge sprint task.
No, the sub gauge shooters are their own kind of community.
Dan Ladman says, Andy Mack asked what I was going to ask. Good man. Dan then adds, do you think too much emphasis is made on chokes, cartridges, gun, equipment for someone starting out? I'm guilty of getting sucked into this myself and not enough in the fundamentals like hold point and gun control. So I suppose like saying that if someone's new, do you think they spend too much of their time focusing on chokes, what cartridges they're shooting at, just get out and learn the fundamentals?
And something, it's easy to get suckered in, like, because there's a lot of quality stuff out there now, isn't there?
Yeah.
Chokes, there's a lot of option, isn't there? And guns, and everyone wants the fanciest gun or whatever. And no, I think it's a waste of time. I think you're wasting your time and your money. I think when you just started off shooting, you want to get yourself a decent gun that's well balanced. Forget a custom stock for the first 12 months, depending on how much you shoot. And just go out there and shoot and just learn how to hit clays. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. I think for me, like, find a choke that you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
And run that. I mean, I used to, when I first started shooting, I was just running quarter, then I started shooting half, mod.
Yeah. There's going to be no difference in buying a £20,000 Krieghoff compared to a Miracle at £2,000 when you've just started off.
Yeah. You can't move it.
The Krieghoff isn't going to make you shoot better. You need to build your own experience up.
Yeah.
So don't waste your money. Just don't get suckered into all the choke thing. Just put, quarter in if you just started out, and just go out there and just learn how to break clays and don't pick up any bad habits.
Well, funnily enough, someone messaged because I put the picture of the Rhino chokes on. I've had 3/8s in that gun all year, and I think the only time I took them out and went to half were on mod. We're at the Eurocash.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've shot 3/8s at pretty much everything all year.
Yeah, forget jokes, forget guns, just go out there and practice.
Yeah, definitely. Shane on Clay says, do you miss the Maruku yet?
No.
It's in the cabinet if you ever want to give it a tickle, innit? James Array says, one last one. How did you end up setting your new gun's point of impact? So do you mean like the split 40-60, 50, 40-60, 50, whatever? Or do you mean the actual process of getting it where you wanted it?
Yeah, so I mean, if he means setting up the point of impact from the woodwork,
It's just about taking them bits off.
it's shooting it, and you know, the gun's coming over in white, so I can still alter this gun if I need to, fine tune it. I think it's like 99% there. I feel like my forehand, I feel like the only thing I'd do is take my forehand down a bit slimmer and my pistol grip a little bit slimmer, that's all. Maybe a little bit off the top of the stock, depending on how it's shooting. And to do that, I'll go and shoot incomers at different ranges.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to be patterning the gun. Testing the gun's a waste of time, I think.
Yeah, it's funny. I've never done it. I've never shot a pattern
Unless your
plate.
gun's in motion, you know, coming up or whatever, then great.
So
But
get a big dinner plate.
you want a big incomer that's square on to you, that just comes up, stops, and falls, and that's the best way to do it. Put a good tight choke in, you know, and if you're blowing it up in the middle every time, your point of impact's bang on. Yeah. You know, you're going to be actually shooting it. So yeah, we shot the gun and it's near enough there.
I think you said, didn't we, in the factory tour video, when you were mounting up in the shop, it looked right because it's not natural. It's not how you're actually going to shoot it. So get out and shoot it on some targets, and I think within the first one or two, you like it's just a fraction too high, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
So yeah, and then I suppose to bring that down, it's just a case of a little bit off at comb just to bring you back in line.
Yeah. So.
So I think we've been an hour. We'll call it. Last question is from Adila Jamal. What's your view of using virtual reality tools for practice? So you've got like that sim stock thing, isn't there, that's out there and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a go on one?
I have had a go on one, yeah. No.
No.
No. I don't think they're virtual enough.
No, I think it's.
I've had to go on the one with a big screen though, and like.
Oh, not the goggles.
No, I've not tried the goggles one that you can buy.
Yeah, well, I might get one for Christmas and get my family knocking vases off and stuff in the house. Yeah. Do you know what I thought about them? I've never had a go with one. I thought if you were wanting to shoot a new discipline, and they've got the disciplines on there, so like.
If
Olympic ski,
if they're accurate,
or something like that, it might be worth it to try and learn the process and like.
I think it'll be a great thing to do at an evening. I don't think it's going to make you a better shot.
No.
I think what's going to make you a better shot if you want to practice, and this is a video we're going to cover.
We're going to film this tomorrow morning.
Yeah, is practicing at home, right? So, let me explain it like this: your gun swing. From any angle, from left to right, overhead, driven, the way you move your gun at different speeds is what you're doing in reality when you're shooting. So when you're at home, and this is what I used to do, I used to come home from school and I used to have a good 20 minutes practicing with my gun. So practicing my gun mount, you know, and visualising clays coming in, bang, with snap caps, and I'm keeping the gun moving, bang, when I'm shot. That's the best way to practice. You know, is practicing your gun mount, you know, pretend you've got a long incomer, pull, bang, you know, different speeds, use the lines of the ceilings, like, you want to make sure your gun feels a part of you, and to do that, you need to have it in your hands, and you need to be swinging it around, but controlled, and, you know, using your stance, and just visualising shooting. That's going to make you a better shot, is swinging the gun. There's a lot of people that's got very bad swings and, you know, very bad movements to clays.
It's interesting that about, you know, you want to feel comfortable with your gun and it feels part of you. I mean, I don't know if you know the story about Rory McIlroy when he was a kid. He used to go to sleep in bed with the golf club in
There
his
you
hand.
go. Look, it's the same, right?
I'm not suggesting you sleep with your shotgun.
No. So I do a lot of boxing, right? And you know, my jab, for example, I'm always jabbing. I'm always using the different shots, and now over time it's got better. It's the same with the gun in your hands. You know, if you're shooting a quartering target, just moving like that, bang, looking up, bang. You want to be having the gun in the hands at home, swinging it, and practicing your gun mount. That's going to make you a better shot because you're going to be very comfortable with your gun.
Yeah, keep watching on the channel. We'll get a video out with some home drills that people can do.
Has the comments died off now, right?
There's one more's come in since then from Dan Ladiman again. So, what practice to competition ratio? Appreciate it's different at your level, but for someone moving through the classification, like how much practice to competition would you recommend?
I guess it goes off your budget, doesn't it, with shooting? But at least every week. You know, you want to be practicing at least any week. It's like any sport. People get confused about this. Shooting is like any sport. It's like golf or boxing or tennis or whatever. To be good at something, you've got to practice it. But you've got to have quality practice and quality training. So
yeah, and could you over practice?
yeah, of course you can. Yeah.
Like as in doing not enough competition. I don't mean like going out and shooting 250 shells every day and something. But like, could you be like, I'm just going to keep practicing and not shoot comps until I feel I'm at a better level or something like that? I think you're better off still getting into the comps personally.
Well, there's two different sides to it, isn't there? There's your technique side, which you want to be working on in your practice, and also your mental preparation the best you can. I know in reality you're not in a competition when you're practicing, but it's good to try and get the mind into competition mode even when you're practicing and try not to miss anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to have you still want to be keeping your competitions up because you don't want to go into a competition and bag of nerves.
No, and you can certainly shoot too much competition, not enough practice, because that's exactly what I did last year. I moved up to B class at the end of 24, won my first B class shoot, like by a decent margin as well. And then I didn't practice all year, just shot comps here and there, and
yeah, you see, it's the
but
balance.
then started practicing a bit again, and won my last B class shoot of the year because I've been doing a bit of practice. I've been filming and shooting with you a bit and stuff like that. I'm practicing more.
Practice more than you shoot competitions. That's definite, but practice quality.
Yeah, I think that's like I say, that's the key in it. Making sure you. Would you make a structured plan of what you're going to practice before you go do it? So
you can do, yeah.
Maybe write some stuff down.
I mean, it depends how serious. Look, it depends how much you want it, doesn't it? If you're going to put the time and the effort into wanting to be a better shooter, then you're gonna map out your practice. You're gonna cover everything you need to, and start to build off that. You know, and like I said, it's like any sport. What you put in, you'll get out. So,
yeah.
But quality shooting, quality practice.
And like I say, if you are limited on budget, it's finding other ways to do it, isn't it? Like I said, make all your shots count. Don't just go out and blast stuff for the sake of it. You want to be.
Yeah, you can be practicing at home, guys. That with snap caps without even shooting clays. You want to be practicing moving your gun and having a good gun mount because you don't shoot gun up at everything when you're shooting sporting clays.
There's a couple more coming.
Go on, keep going on, all right?
Yeah, all right. Go on, we'll keep going for a bit longer then. Anthony Newman says, fitness and shooting question. Do you take any supplements, such as things for eye health or anything like that?
For the last
I'll
two...
leave you with that and I'm just going to go
on,
get a drink.
For the last 2 months, I've been taking this stuff called IM8. Is that tub off there, Mike? It's that red tub. It's like a vitamin electrolytes drink. I find this works well. You know, the actual thing, yeah. This stuff works well, I'll show you now. Gee, mate. This stuff. Let me see that. So it's called IM8. It tastes disgusting, but it's actually really good for you. It's got daily essentials, hydration. So that's what I recommend taking for a supplement. For the gym, I take creatine. that's pretty much it really. I drink loads of water and train hard. But yeah, you want to be fit in life anyway, not just in shooting. And we're saying in a video today, weren't we, Mike? You know, having the confidence in yourself. You know, if you put work into your body and time and effort into the gym and keep moving, then you're going to feel good, and that's going to make you more confident because you're going to look better.
Yeah.
So it's all relevant, yeah.
Well, it's like I say, especially, you know, you take Fitask, where if you take the Eurocash, you know, you're shooting a layout, you're waiting what, an hour and a half, 2 hours, and back out for another one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fit guy, but I struggle in the heat.
Yeah.
Like when in Cyprus at the World Fitness, my eyes fell apart like completely. And yeah, another thing to mention about my eyes as well, that they're actually, so I had my eyes lasered years ago now. I think I was 22. I'm 35 now. So, and they started going a little bit. I had an eye test. In fact, I've had 2 in the last 3 months. And they are deteriorating my eyes. So I'm actually starting to practice in contact lenses now.
Right. So
Try shooting in prescription glasses, I think is a waste of time.
can't do it.
No, because the lens is so far away from your eye, there's a part there where it's distorted.
Right, parallaxing.
Whereas the contact lenses, if you get some very good quality contact lenses, they're right in your eye, aren't they?
Yeah.
So-
would you better have them lasered again then, or can you only do it
Apparently I
once?
can have them lasered again, but obviously the time of the year now and everything is going to be
yeah.
impossible because I'll be... My eyes will be bloodshot and horrible, so...
Cool. So, keeping on the fitness theme,
Yeah.
Steve Brumfield, hi Brett. Oh, hi all. Brett, do you alter your workouts leading up to a competition?
I don't really know. I don't really alter them. No. I just kind of have, you know, a good cardio routine and a good weight routine, and I don't really alter off it. I've kind of trained for a long time now, so I don't feel the pain as much anymore. And there is no real fitness in shooting. You know what I mean. So there's no. You're not tired at the end of the day when you're holding your gun because it's only light, isn't it? But I think for this last 6 weeks now, my diet has been absolutely bang on. I have not eaten any shit whatsoever. In fact, the last 2.5 weeks. So I've been proper on it, and this is a part of a process now where over the next 4 weeks before I go to America, I'll try to get myself in the best shape physically, you know, and the fittest I can be. So when I go over there, I'm ready.
Right.
You know, I'm ready to compete, and I'm feeling good.
Build up your sort of...
Yeah, because look, if you're eating,
Detox.
because I'm a sucker for it as well. I love eating chocolate and sweets and stuff like that. Who doesn't? And KFC and McDonald's and stuff. But there's got to be a time where you just say no, and just don't have it. And then over time, like the first couple of weeks is hard, and then you'll start to feel very good because you're putting good food in your body, and you won't want to have any shit. And if you're eating shit all the time, like KFC, McDonald's or whatever, it's not going to make you feel good.
No, it can't, can it?
No, it's not.
It's like goat, isn't it? It's moderation. If it's a bit of a treat
It's
every now
like
and then.
putting... My dad said this to me. It's like putting shit fuel in a race car. It's not going to run right, is it?
No,
You want
it's not.
you want top quality octane fuel, don't you?
Yeah.
So it's the same with a human body. You're an engine, aren't you? So you want to be giving your body what it needs, and that's all the nutrition, all the the good supplements, and training hard.
Cool. But yeah, like I said, I mean, for you, it's a lifestyle, isn't it? So you're not going to necessarily change a routine on the way up to a shoot or something because you have to.
No,
it's
and
all the time anyway. Yeah.
It's the only issue is when I'm away, and I'm travelling, and shooting. It's hard because they're long days.
Eating on the road.
And you're on the road, and you're passing the service station, and you're starving. You know
and you
what?
can get fantastic pizza in service stations in America. It's a racetrack. Get
So
a piece of
I think
pizza.
just trying to prepare best, and I think staying in Airbnbs helps because you can cook your own food and stuff.
Yeah, rather than hotels. Cool, man. So Rob first says, So talking about practice, I think, what would you recommend as a balance between practicing like specific targets and techniques versus practicing a routine with different stations? So like, I suppose they're saying, you know, would you have a balance between I'm going to go today and do specific targets, drill them targets, and then over time would you go and do like a practice round to, would you have any view on what sort of balance you would want to do with that?
I think the best way to get better at shooting is, and more consistent, is, yes, go out there. So if it was me, I'd go and shoot a number of stands, and then if I struggled on a target, I'd always go and shoot it again. And there's always a target that I'll struggle. So if I go out to Eton Hall tomorrow and shoot 100 targets, there'll be a target that I'll miss, and I'll not be comfortable on, and I want to go back and shoot it.
So would you go back and just drill that target till you felt comfortable? Like, till
Completely,
you got it down,
yeah, completely. I won't leave the stand until I know I've nailed it. And then...
Would that be like, I don't know, say you can hit 5, 10 in a row, same kill point?
50 in a row.
50, alright.
Depending
so
on,
you properly drill it in,
yeah, but depending on what it is, like if it's 70 yards away, then it's impossible. But
yeah.
but I'd never. But that's the thing. I'd never go back and shoot that many at that target because there's so many variation in a long distance target. Yeah. Like it's hard to be consistent on a long distance target. So so many variables, isn't there?
Well, you've only be a few mil different with
exactly,
your gun, his feet out there.
There's a lot of variables, but it depends what level you're at. To get better, if you're just starting off and you're like C-class shooter, I'd be going in and practicing crosses from the left and the right in the day, and then going back a couple of days later and shooting some driven.
So you go on one target.
Yeah, depending on what level you're
target, but one target.
Yeah, depending on what level you're at. If it was me, I'd go and shoot 100 targets, and whatever I struggled on, I'd pick and go back to. But if you're just starting off, I would be drilling the movement into just concentrating on one sort of target and then going on to another. And
would you recommend like CB class shooters go and sort of drill methods? So pick a target and maybe shoot it, maintain, shoot it, swing through.
Yeah, you know.
So you've learned.
Well, if you're already in B class anyway, then you've already got a bit of experience shooting, haven't you? So you'll already know your technique.
Yeah.
I notice you're.
You start crabbing my shooting now. And
no, listen. what it is when you miss the target, you use a different technique.
Yeah.
That's not the right thing to do. Stay on your technique. Stay on your plan.
I'm usually still swearing at myself in my head. Missing it.
You've just got it. You've just got the last bit wrong. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So your technique's your technique. So you stay on your technique and stay on your plan. Yeah. That's the way. That's how you're going to move on from this sport and get consistent. Is to stay on your technique on that target and stop trying to do all different techniques that target. Yeah. Waste of time.
Might lead nicely into to Dale's comment here. It says, Brett's advice to Mike, if you shoot a different method at different clays, then how can you correct the shot? Great professional advice. It's been worth watching just for that. Well, a bit of a personal question from Anthony Newman. Any romance with Madison? She's a sweetie, just wondered.
Yeah, she is. I guess...
Lass.
Yeah, cracking lass. Yeah, she's great. You know, obviously she's in America, I'm in England. I guess time will tell, but yes.
Cool. Charlie Fold says, I don't think those VR are great for professional practice, as nothing can beat the real thing, but I myself spend at least 30 minutes per day waving the gun around at home, following lines, pictures, etc.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Charlie knows what he's doing. You know, that is the way to do it, is to practice your gun at home. You want to be having your gun in your hands and moving it around, you know, and shooting on the lines. As well, when you've got your gun up and you're looking on the line, you know, look ahead of the line, both, make sure your gun's following your eyes, you know. That's the main thing.
You put out into, obviously you can get like snap caps.
Snap caps are good, yeah, you want snap caps in because, and if you've got a Krieg off, then even better because you've got mechanical triggers, but you know, you want to have your snap caps in because you want to be continually moving the gun as you pull the trigger. So like bang and keep the gun flowing. The gun doesn't speed up when you pull the trigger, and it also doesn't stop. It stays at the same rate. You watch any top shooter there's a video of George Digweed actually on his Instagram, and he's doing a slow motion target, right? And you see his gun, and it just goes bang, you know, and it keeps moving. It's like I said about today about like the golf, you know. I know a golf club and a shotgun's two different things, but you're still moving.
Yeah, it's keeping that.
You're still moving the tool, aren't you?
Yeah.
So when you come to that ball of a golf, when you're the swing, you don't just stop when you hit the ball. The club carries through. Everything flows through. Tennis, when you hit the tennis ball, you don't just stop there. You carry on going through, and then you always flow.
Through.
Sorry.
It's about the follow through.
Follow through, as in. You mean after you've shot?
Yes.
Yeah, not swing. But yeah.
Follow through.
Yeah, no matter if you got swing through or pull away or maintain lead, the last bit has to keep going.
Finish your shot off.
Yeah, I see so many people stopping the gun as they pull the trigger. It is unbelievable. Yeah. So many people stop the gun, and you know something, on a long target, if you come up to that kill zone and stop your gun, you've wiped the lead off completely. The shot's not finished when you pull the trigger. It has to keep flowing. You'll always see my gun going boof on the videos.
I suppose, like I say, that home drill of keeping moving. And
that's it. The snap cats, top of the ceiling, click, click. Get used to practicing that, and then when you go out in the field, you'll do it.
Yeah. No, good shout.
So.
So Craig Tollis says, when you watch the show pair in your planning phase, do you put more emphasis on the speed of the target first, or the lead requirements, or do you focus on what the angle it's moving at? So when you look at that show pair, are you thinking, right, what you focused on, the speed, distance, angle? I suppose it's all of it, isn't it? Because you've got to be able to read all of that.
Say that again.
So say when you first call for a show pair, and if you're American, you get to see two, but UK, it's actually only one most of the time.
Yeah, but the UK is the UK.
But when you first call for that show pair, is your focus on what's the speed of the target, or what lead do
it's everything. It's everything. So, say for example, let's picture we're going up to the stand. It says quartering going away from the left, followed by long crosser. What I'll do is I'll pick up the trap. So, you know, when you go to a shooting ground and you go on a stand, you're not going to see loads of traps in front of you. There's going to be two traps. So if you can see them, that's if you can. If you can't, then you know it's coming from right to left. So when I shout pull on the target, I am studying straight up from the off. I'm seeing where I'm picking the target up. I'm looking through any bush, bramble, see how close I can get back to that trap with my eyes, because that's the main bit. And then, you know, I'll be looking at the speed, and if it's very fast, obviously I'll have my gun a bit further out. If it's very slow, I'll come further in. If it's a long incomer, I'll have it just a bit out of the gun, out of the shoulder. But yeah, studying the target is the main thing to start your stand, is watching what that target's doing, looking at the best place to shoot it, you know, for yourself, depending on what method you use or whatever, but complete studying and I think that comes with experience, you know, because people just go in there and shout pull and watch the target. You know, you need to look at what the target's doing, like really study the target. Okay, my whole point's there, my eyes are there, I'm going to kill it there, and then the second target, so...
You think, like you say, you're looking at what the angle is it quartering?
I'm looking at what he's doing. I'm also looking as well at the line, so I'll kind of watch the target go past the line where I'm going to hold the gun, and then I'll carry on watching the target. So I'll pick up on that, and then I'll look at that. So... But I think it just comes with experience, that.
Yeah.
I've shot hundreds of thousands of clays.
Yeah.
Even with a 6-year break.
Yeah. It's like I say, it's knowing... Because I always think for me at a B class, if I get my lead wrong on the first pair, you know, maybe I miss the airbird, but it's got my lead wrong, but then I fix it and run it, I'm happy with that. For me as a B class, it's when you get the first two pair and then you drop one in the middle. And you know, I've been hitting them, you know what I mean? Because if I can just get the lead wrong, that's a bit of an inexperience again. I've given it too much or not enough, and I've fixed it. So I think if you're missing at BC class, missing pairs at the beginning of a stand feels a lot better than missing them near end for me. If that makes sense.
Yeah, because you've grown.
You've lapsed your
well, you've found it, haven't you?
somewhere,
You've not lost it. Yeah. Yeah, I think anybody can go out there and hit a pair. You know, you'll see a lot of people hitting clays. It's doing it again and again and again. That's the consistency.
That's it. That's the difference.
And that's nailing down your routine. That's nailing down your technique. You know, and doing the same thing every time.
That's like I say. That's the difference between between all the classes, isn't it? You know, B class are more consistent than C. A is more consistent than B.
Yeah. Well, of course, because your average is over a year, and it's
Cool. So that probably is nicely into Andy Mac's question of how long do you think it takes to know your leads to a good standard when you're not thinking, where you're not thinking about it?
It depends how quality. It depends on the quality on your practice.
Yeah, it's going to be an individual thing as well, isn't it? You know, you get people who can pick it up quick. Others it probably takes a bit more practice, a bit more time.
It depends on someone. It depends on someone, the way someone is, isn't it? Yeah. Like the brain, you know how it works. If you know, I've teached a few people that just don't get it.
Yeah.
But then
Looking at me.
No, I'm not zoning on you, mate. We're gonna do some work tomorrow. Yeah. But I don't look. I'm kind of straight from the heart, so I don't want to offend anybody that I've given a lesson to. No. But you know, it all comes together at the end, I find. Yeah. So for the first hour, I'm thinking, oh my God, this is going bad. Yeah. Like, just don't get it. But then at the end, they start to get it.
Yeah, and I'd say the key getting some good tuition and coaching, definitely.
There's a guy that I've been coaching. I don't know if he's on here now. Dale. It's not Dale.
Oh, the other Dale.
Yeah, he
I've not
is.
Seen him in the chat.
He is unbelievable. Like, this guy hadn't shot a clay in September. He's shooting 85s now.
Right.
So he comes round with me. So he wants me to shoot on the lessons, which is always fun. And we went out on a lesson a couple of days ago, and we thought, right, we'll shoot 100 targets, and he was beating me by 5 clays up to the first half of the shoot. I couldn't believe it. The guy is a machine now. Yeah. He was head coach of
quality instruction, that.
Well, I'm not trying to butter myself up. I'm just saying this guy is like incredible. You know how far he's come in such a short space of time. It is ridiculous. But so he was a professional boxer, and he was one of the head coaches for the UFC. So he knows how to listen. And that's the difference. If you know how to listen,
movement and everything.
Exactly. Like that. Oh yeah, and the fast twitch muscle tissue that he's got he shot a quartering target the other day faster than I did. Mm-hmm. I thought I was fast. Honestly, this guy's going to be great.
Yeah, cool. So, we'll look forward to getting him on a members shoot then.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. You watch? How long do you think it takes? Barry Smith says, Brett, do you mix different shot sizes or just shoot one shot size at everything?
That's a good question. Yes, I do mix shotgun ammo sizes, yeah. You know, like typically for the Euro cache, where targets are always far away, I'll use a 6.5. So luckily Rio have got a 6.5 now in a platinum, so which is very good.
Yeah. So, they were getting them in, weren't they?
Yeah. So I've got 6.5s in Rios now.
And you shoot a lot of 7.5, don't you?
I shoot 7.5s at everything unless it's further than 55 yards. Yeah. Or an incomer. If there's an incomer that I don't like, then I'll use a 6.5. If it's edge on at distance, I'll use 6.5.
Yeah. Just because you've got to give that.
I think you need more energy at distance.
I think we talked a bit today, didn't we, about like a big hanging crow as well?
Yeah, hanging crow. I mean, it's the only target that we're actually going to really aim at, because it's when it stops, it's doing nothing. Yeah. So we are aiming because there's hardly any gun movement, but at the same time, I want a nice, tight, accurate pattern.
Yeah.
So 6.5s at a crows, yeah, as long as they're at distance.
Cool. You don't change choke, do you? I think I prefer to. I don't change choke, but I'll swap my shot sizes properly. It's very rare I'll change the choke mid-round, unless something's because I shoot 3/8. If something's really exceptionally out there. But I'll do the same. I'll stick a 6.5 in if something's big. In general,
Yeah.
change choke.
Yeah, I don't know, changing chokes I think is going out of fashion a little bit. I think just sticking with a good all-round choke, because at a certain distance it doesn't make a difference anyway.
No.
But
I appreciate I'm saying that as I've put a picture on Instagram of some new chokes, but
yeah, but they're
them.
extended rhino chokes, aren't they?
But
Ported.
we'll have a play with them tomorrow, and potentially if I change them, they would stay in. I won't be mixing them in.
That's it. They'd stay in, yeah, of course. But yeah, change the shot size. Don't change your chokes. That's my recommendation.
Cool. Adil says most of the people say don't think, look, move and kill. But how do you do this? Like, how do you not think, especially during a competition? What should be in the mind from the moment you call pull till you pull the trigger? What's got ready, about to call pull? What's in your mind between pull and pulling the trigger?
What's on my mind? My mind is pretty clear. There's only one thing on my mind, and it's that clay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just staring hard at that clay, knowing that knowing that I'm going to place that shot right where that clay is going to go into. I'm trying to run that shot into that clay, so I'm staring so hard on what that clay's doing, and I'm not measuring. I'm just pointing the gun, placing the shot where it needs to be. So you've got to have a clear head, but you've also got to be hyper focused on the clay. Yeah. Anybody who tells you that it's not important to stare hard at the clay is wrong. Yeah. Completely wrong.
You've got to be looking at it.
You've got to be staring so hard at it that you want that clay to break. Yeah. Because when you do that, your gun automatically goes in the place that it needs to be, So.
And I can certainly attest to that it blocks everything out, because when we first started filming, I was trying to hang back to make sure I didn't put you off. You're get up here, you're not going to put me off. And now, we filmed some comps where I'm more or less.
That's it, because it doesn't matter when I'm down that barrel and I'm looking at the clay. There's nothing else there. It's just I just want it to break. So, yeah, cool. I hope that answers that.
Nicholas Skade says, "Are you going to the EM and VM in compact sporting?" EM and VM. What's it? You have to let us know what that is. I'm not sure. EM and VM. Would be European BEC, wouldn't it? European Championship, I guess. But I don't know what EM and VM is.
EM.
Raving David. Big question now. Can you win the Top Gun shoot?
I can win the Top Gun shoot. I can win any shoot. And that's the mindset you've got to have if you want to be good at any sport, you have to have a certain mindset. It's not arrogance, it's just confidence. I mean, I know that I'm one of the best shooters in the world, without a question of a doubt. I know that I can compete with anybody at the top level. It all depends on the day, and there's that fine of a margin now, and there's that many good shooters that it could be anybody's at the top. I wouldn't even like to put a number on how many people in the world that could win. Right now, I bet it's got to be over 100 people, just over 100 people. Yeah, I don't know. But if you had if you started going around different countries and saying right there, you got your French shooters are very good. There's Italians, some of them Italians, most of the Americans are amazing. There's a lot of good shooters in England, so. Yeah, you just have to have confidence in what you're doing. Of course I can win the Top Gun shoot, yeah. I could go around there and smash everything, but it just depends on the day. It's like any sport, isn't it? Rory McIlroy didn't win for 8 years or something, no. 7 years.
No, and like I say, it's that tight at the top.
Yeah.
Any one of them, certainly there's plenty of names that could win. I mean, like you talk about a French shooters, Matthew Delmas were out in Florida. I think he won the Caribbean Classic out there. Yeah. He certainly won a few of the side events as well.
The best way of describing it is, if you said, right, there's 100 people in the world, sporting, fit, task and compact, that can win, it can be anybody's on that day. Yeah. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dave Hughes says, you said smoothness is the key in shooting. What would your advice be to someone who flicks the gun as they pull the trigger?
Fucking smack your head against the wall, or come to me and I'll sort you out. No,
I think that, like you said, just that practice, isn't it? So,
Dave, I've shot with Dave before.
I thought it.
Dave Hughes.
Yeah, I can't see that.
Yeah, he's a good lad, Dave. I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with people that flick the gun. I think it's just a habit of like, when you come to pull the trigger, it's like you need a bit more. I don't know. It seems to just flick, doesn't it?
From a couple of people who had issues stopping the gun, and then it's now gone to this over-exaggeration of a push to avoid that. Or like, because they've been told to keep going, now they're like, making sure they do it. And then the other time I see it is, I know when I do it, it's because I'm decided last minute that I haven't got enough lead on.
Right, so what it is, I think, this is my opinion on it, I think that it's a thing in the brain where you're not scared of pulling the trigger, but you hesitate when you pull the trigger, and a muscle twitch, yeah, that's what it is. It's a muscle twitch from the brain and your body. When you press the trigger, you're going like that, aren't you? So
it's almost like people flinch.
So I had this when I was a kid, and I remember my dad, having a bit of a flinch, and I don't know if it's because I was overshooting or what, or whether I've been shooting too big of cartridges. Because in fit ass when I was shooting, you could use 36 gram.
Right, deal.
So and I was shooting I was shooting that ammo at 14, so I was young. So I developed a bit of a flick, and I remember my dad getting my gun off me, putting a shell, and I didn't know which barrel it was in. Yeah. And I'd shoot a target, and I'd be like, bang, you know what I mean? And it'd shock me. So then that kind of ironed it out a little bit. So, Dave, to iron your flick out, I would just be not even shooting at clays, getting a shell in the gun and just pretending you're shooting across her and just go bang, yeah, and just keep the gun moving.
Just keep practicing.
That's it, just keep ironing it out. I really don't know the answer to it, but come down to Eton Hall, Dave, and we'll do some shooting, and yeah, we'll see if we can help you.
Cool.
Dr. Brett.
So I think we'll do last couple and then wrap up. Been on an hour and 40. Billy Scriven says, do you start off thinking of getting them all and count down your misses, or start at 0 and build a score? Yeah. I suppose that's mentality of, are you going in like, right, I've got 100, and you tick them off if you get a loss?
Do you know something? And I've said this before. It's a funny one when you're shooting and you're shooting well. It's not enjoyable. Yeah. Like it's not enjoyable at there because there's so much on the line, and it can go away like that. So no, I'm not thinking. Yes, subconsciously I am thinking about a score. I'm thinking about where I need to be. In fact, sometimes when I'm shooting and I'm shooting on the last rotation, I'll check where I need to be. I'll be looking at scores. Yeah. But the differences between letting it affect you and letting it not is when I go into that stand, I'm totally focused on what's going on in front of me. Yeah, I don't think about that at that point. So I can be looking at scores and thinking, right, I can't miss on this stand. But when I go into the cage, I'm not thinking that. I'm just thinking about what's in front of me, what I need to do, and that's it. Yeah. So it doesn't even... Just put it all in mind.
What happens between stands, it doesn't tend to affect you, does it?
Don't go card counting, you know where you're at anyway, really. Yeah. But you just want to think about, when you go in that cage, is doing the homework on the targets, figuring out what they're doing, where you're going to shoot them, where you're going to hold the gun, where you're going to put the eyes. Don't just go in the cage and put the shells in the gun and shout pull. You need to have a plan. You need to study these targets and think about what's going to happen. Yeah.
So I'm smiling at the card counting because at the Jack Links, the first peg, because it was 75 targets each day, first peg had a single on it, and we were starting at stand 3, so there were always a massive queue for stand 1, you know, where you come back
it takes more time to shoot.
And invariably I ended up with cards in my pocket. I was like, I'm going to have to have a look. What do I need out of these last two?
Listen, I think the thing is as well, we don't really, being at a certain level, you don't really miss much anyway.
Yeah, so you know if you've got,
so you already know if you're
16, don't you?
Well, yeah, if you miss 2 and you've got 3 stands left, you know you're going to shoot 98. You know, so I think the top lads always know where, and the top women always know where they're at.
Yeah. It's a funny one. I think it's got a bit to the individual, hasn't it? It's like, you know, when I used to play darts a lot of people would say, play the board, don't play the other player. You know, some people won't watch what they're throwing, just ignore it. I always watched, and if they put a good score in, I usually throw better because it like spurs me on, I guess. So I don't know. I think it's an individual thing, and some people might fire them up if they read this. You know, if they're looking at the score, thinking, right, I've got to go in here. I couldn't afford to drop one.
Subconsciously it will, but when you get to a certain level, like I just said, when you go into that stand, nothing else, you're thinking about nothing else. So that's when you get to that certain point. So yeah, it might fire you up, but when you go in, you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about what you need to do. There's too much to think about when you're studying clays, not thinking about, fuck, I can't miss this.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh,
that goes out the window.
That's definitely the one.
So it might fire you up before you go in, but when you go in there, you're not thinking about that.
No, is it actually I put on Instagram last week, I think. Like, what's the one thought that ruins your last stand? And a lot of people said, thinking, I need this for X, I need this for 90, I need this for 85, whatever it might be, and then invariably it's blown. So it's like you're saying, the key is forgetting about all that and focus specifically just on the shots of it. And it takes a bit of practice and training, I think.
Yeah, you'll get there, Mike.
Oh yeah.
Is there still questions rolling in?
There's a couple more, but we can wrap up.
Well, look, just if you want to keep going for another 20 minutes, I'm fine. Whatever you want to do.
It's up to you, mate.
We'll do 2 hours on the dot.
Okay.
And get any last strays running in. I'm comfortable now.
Nicholas Gage says, Brett, is there a difference between steel cartridges and lead cartridges?
I've shot steel at ducks once, but I've never shot
For clays?
for clays, yeah, so I don't know.
I've shot them at Dawnsberg, and then I brought some back. So if you go on MSJ Online, there's a video on there about the lead ban that's coming up, but there's also a video where I shot around at Austin with steel. My personal view is that it makes no difference for clays. They feel slightly different, the recoil's a little bit different on them. But yeah, I can't see a problem with shooting steel here for clays. But again, it's that bit of a slippery slope of you give it up a bit and they take even more. I mean, it's just been the Section 1, Section 2 debate in Parliament. I don't
think it matters really. I think if it goes to steel, everybody's shooting steel, so it doesn't matter, does it?
No. And I mean, like I say, if you go on MSJ Online, there's a video from Dawnsberg. There's a few videos we did there when we went out with Ben Husworth. We're breaking massive targets.
Yeah, so there you go.
It's all steel.
So it doesn't matter. So, yeah, people are overthinking the steel thing. If it all goes to steel, we're all shooting steel, so...
Yeah, I suppose the question becomes, like, Olympians are probably going to have a exemption from it, so that they can practice with lead, because when they go to an Olympics, it'll be lead.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think there's an issue for clays, certainly. That's my humble opinion, and like I say, if you go on MSJ Online, you can watch the videos. Got to get the plugs in.
Go on, Mike.
Let's have a look. Got that. So, Nat Coleman says, what's your opinion on closing an eye when shooting if you struggle with both eyes open?
Yeah, you need to learn how to shoot with both eyes open then, because I don't think shooting one eye's gonna... I mean, yeah, it's just not gonna work.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? Because you go to people like, is it Alan Warren, the skeet shooter? He's only got one eye. But I suppose it...
Well, Dave Carey's a good shot with one
Carey. But is the difference with that they've only got one eye? So they're not looking through two eyes sometimes and then closing it for shooting? I don't know. I mean, I'm right-handed, but I shoot left-handed because I can't see properly out of my right eye.
So I'm left-handed, but I shoot right-handed. So I left-handed golf, but I shoot right-handed because I've got a right master eye. Yeah. So whichever is your master eye, because you've always got one eye powerful than the other, right?
Most people. I think some people will be bang on centre vision 2020.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so... Yeah, whatever eye is most powerful, that's the shoulder you need to be shooting from. And if you have to change shoulders, then that's what you have to do.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up shooting air rifles, so I had to shoot left-handed to be able to see down the scope. So
I don't know.
Right-handed at all.
I don't know anybody in a top level that shoots with one eye.
No, I don't know.
I don't know any professional shoot that shoots with one eye. I might be mistaken. So if there is anybody that...
Yeah, you don't tend to see anyone with like tape and occlusion stuff on, do you? But
well, because you can only see 50% of what you're looking at. Yeah. Like if I try to imagine shooting like that, no way.
Yeah. No, it's a tricky one, but yeah, tough one. Oh, sorry. So Nicholas Gade's come back and said he meant the European Championship and the World Championship in compact. So will you be shooting the European Championship and the World compact?
Potentially shooting the European.
That's at Salone?
It's at Salone, yeah. I booked it, so yes. It just depends on... it depends on America. It depends if I stay out there, you know, and compete out there. There's a lot... I feel like I've got a lot on my plate this year.
It's end of May?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, because I'll be at my friend's ground in France at Vendôme, who was having a competition on the Sunday before it. If you want to get some practice nearby, it's about an hour from Salone.
But yeah, European and Worlds, most likely, but you're definitely the World Compact, that's for sure.
Where's that? Is that Portugal or Italy? Can't remember where
Portugal.
Portugal.
No.
One's Portugal, one's Italy, but I can't remember
The World
which is Fit-Ask and which is
the World Fit-Ask is
compact.
Portugal.
Right.
And Italy is the World Compact.
Yeah. Cool.
And apparently the compact next year is in Thailand, the World Compact.
Is it?
I heard that like a day ago, yeah.
Right.
Which I will definitely be going to. Yeah, so.
We should film that, because I've never been to Thailand.
I know why you want to go to Thailand.
Whatever do you mean, sir?
Lady boys, my.
Oh no. I've got neither the dance moves or the fashion sense to be a homosexual. Cool. Mr. Fink CRM says, can you describe the typical eye movement on a shot? Whenever I look at the clay really hard, I lose the line of the clay and then can't hit it. My sight is like driving a car and not looking directly. So, you know, when you talk about that hard focus, so what sort of eye movement? I mean, you set your hold point and then bring your eyes back to somewhere where you can see the clay near the trap, I guess.
Yeah. What does he mean?
Can you describe your typical eye movement on a shot? Whenever I look at the clay really hard, I lose the line. So I think what it means is when he's trying to focus really hard on the clay, he's obviously not picking up then like the background for the line.
Okay.
Or where it's moving because he's focused too much on the clay.
So, yeah. So good question that. So when you're looking down the barrel, aren't you? Your head's on the stock. You're looking down the barrel. But you're looking at the clay. But in your peripheral vision, if you've got both eyes open, you can see that barrel and you can see the bead. You know what I mean? So, you know it's there, and if you're staring at the clay hard enough, the barrel just kind of stays ahead and
moves with it.
Yeah, I mean,
I suppose it's tricky on something with a small gap, but on the bigger gaps, are you looking right back to the clay, or are you staring at the gap?
Clay.
Yeah. Just seeing the barrel into that gap.
Yeah.
Just out there, like you say, peripheral.
Yeah, because then you'll start to aim, and it won't work. There has to be some sort of flow when you shoot, and that's, like I said, the important part is picking the clay up, the whole point, and then the move. But yeah, I'm always staring at the clay. If I'm shooting a 70-yard battue and I'm shooting 25 feet in front of the clay, you know, a fast battue at a long distance, I'm looking at the clay, but I know the gun's way out ahead. Yeah. You know.
You've got to have barrel awareness, haven't you?
Well, you've got barrel awareness. You're looking down the barrel, but you're looking at the clay, but you know it's like
barrel's here, but your eyes are back at the clay.
Well.
Oh, it's got.
Well, no, you're looking. Yeah, I'm looking down the barrel. I can see the bead, but the clay's there, but I can see that as well.
Yeah.
I can see both, but I can see the clay harder than I can see the barrel. Yeah. So I can see the barrel. The barrel on the bead 20%, the clay 80%. Yeah. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's hard to describe.
So your focus is on the clay.
Focus is totally on the clay.
You've still got awareness of where the barrel is. Like if I do that, but I look at the light over there, I can still see where my hand is.
And that's the thing, you know. Some people say, I'm not getting the line from not coming through the target. That's a load of shit, because I'm staring so hard at that clay, and I've got my barrel awareness. I know where that clay is dropping, so my barrel will go where the clay is going. I'm just placing that shot where that clay is going to go. So, yeah, looking down the barrel, 20% barrel and bead, 80% I'm at the clay, but I can see what's going on.
Cool. Jess Poole says, thanks for Lydia's lesson. You gave her so much confidence and she's shooting so much better. When would you recommend a newer shooter to try other grounds other than where they have lessons?
Well, the thing is, we've got, and Lydia, great shot. She's going to be great, and she listens well. Had a smack in these targets. She's brilliant. But straight away, get yourself to different grounds, and it's hard because we've got Eaton Hall, and it's it's the best shooting ground in the country, and you've got so many different parts and areas you can shoot. But you need to get the feel of other grounds.
Yeah.
So you need to be going to different grounds because they're different feel. Like when you go to West Midlands, and you've got a valley that doesn't end, and you've got targets like it's daunting. So you want to be going to different grounds and experience and building. That's how you're going to build your experience, yeah.
Yeah, and like you say, you'll start to learn how to read clays on different types of background and stuff like that, different looks.
Yeah.
I think for me as well, and I know this is more at newer shooters, but I think any competition shooters, you've got to get around if you want to really know what your average is.
Of course you do.
If you shoot the same monthly shoot every month, you don't know what your true average is because you're shooting same target, same place.
Well, even if you're not shooting the same targets, which you probably won't be every time there's a competition there, but you're shooting the same ground.
It's not mean like same stands.
It's the same stands, it's the same terrain, the same background. Yeah, you want to be going and experiencing different grounds.
And it's fun.
Yeah, of course.
It's nice to get out and see some different
yeah,
places.
Lydia, she's going to be a great little shot, and it's great to see her loving the sport. So, looking forward to working with her and getting to a very good level, yeah.
Cool. Mike Stonehouse says, hi Brett, did you specify the barrel weight for your Zoli, and did you not fancy fixed chokes on it this time, on this one?
Yeah, no, I didn't fancy fixed chokes this time actually, and the reason I didn't is because when I shot the gun out in America, the demo gun they give me, it patterned very well. Like I had full choke in there, and I was getting as good breaks in my America than I was with that. So, with the Zoli, so I didn't really feel the need to change. Now we've got these two 22 thou Rhino chokes in. They pattern tight, but they seem to be very accurate. So I'm really enjoying them. But barrel weights, no.
They balanced it how you wanted it, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. But
you like it pretty barrel heavy, don't you?
I like a barrel heavy gun. Yeah.
I think it shocked Paolo when he picked it up, didn't it?
Yeah. But I think, without sounding arrogant or big-headed, I think I'm probably the strongest shooter on the planet.
Yeah. We'll clip that.
Well, not even the strongest, but
yeah.
I don't feel the weight.
Yeah.
So and the way I shoot the maintain lead is, I like it. I like the steady.
Yeah.
I don't want a fast gun to come through the clay. I want a steady gun. So I like a barrel heavy gun. Yeah, just slightly. So if I'm on the hinge pin, the barrel just going forward.
Cool. So Dan Ladderman says, do you feel the US and Europe are taking over us in quality of competitions? I've not been abroad yet. Two-year-old crotch gobbling has stopped that for now. But I love compact, so would you say France is a must?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
Get to some of the big comps they have out there, so whether that's at clay shooting, Salone.
Clay shooting, Waterground, brilliant. That is dedicated compact shooting. That is mecca of compact there. But European stuff's great. You just can't beat the American stuff.
I think certainly the competition. It's just the scale of them, innit? Like I've shot a couple of monthly registered there when I went that first time, and you'd 100 bird sporting, 50 bird super sporting, 50 bird fit ass.
It's an event when you go there.
And that's just a monthly registered.
Yeah, when you go there, it's an event, and I feel like shooting's a lot more advanced over there. It's a bigger crowd.
Yeah,
People are very
nice. It's definitely got a different feel. And
it has got a different feel, and
lovely.
Yeah, and I think, and this is where I'm thinking, to pursue a shooting career, it's out there, isn't it?
Sadly, I think that's probably the case. Yeah, we just don't have the number of shooters, the level of sponsorship, the ground's big enough to put stuff like that they do.
England and Europe though do have some great shooting.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I'm not
I
saying
mean, you
it's...
have to look at the fact, like, obviously we've got some Americans coming over for Top Gun shooting and all. Lots of Americans come over for World English and look forward to coming and shooting here because of different target presentations and stuff.
Yeah,
like
and we've got a lot of grounds in Europe and England. A lot of grounds.
But yeah, I think certainly if you're into compact, I mean, I'm going to shout about France because I love it there, but it's over there, you see, it's all FITASC and compact. I mean, there's trench, universal trench foss and stuff like that, but sporting disciplines. You get a few English sporting shoots on here and there, but the majority is, like say, FITASC or compact, so they take the compact very seriously and put some great shoots on, so yeah. And it's a short trip over, you know, and it's easy to get your gun there. You just get an invite and get an invite, show it from the ground, show it to them at the tunnel, or if you go down ferry like I do, to send it ahead and send them a copy of your licence and your invite. I mean, I have a French licence, so it's even easier. But yeah, definitely get out and try some different places if you've got the budget and can afford to.
So I've just had a question here. I don't know if there's any more on there.
No, that was the last one.
So I've just had a question off Chris. I don't know whether he's on here or not, and he's asked me, why do you advocate skeet for sporting practice and why the full chokes? Okay, so why skeet? Well, you're shooting 90% of the targets on a sporting layout. So peg 1, you've got an overhead, you've got an incomer, you've got a simultaneous pair. Peg 2, you've got a quartering target with an quartering incomer, simultaneous pair. Then you start to get round the horseshoe, of what it looks like the skeet layout, and you've got crossers, you've got low quartering, you've got a lot of targets on there that are on the sporting layout. They might not be at any distance, but you're shooting the angles. So skeet's a great discipline for shooting sporting.
Yeah.
And I've always shot a lot of skeet, and I've always enjoyed it. And I'd like to do some skeet competitions. In fact, I might enter the world skeet.
In America.
Might have to widen the stance a little bit, but
You can get that right low, bent down.
yeah. But why the full chokes? The full chokes is because that's where I got used to over a period of time. And as I said before, I'm always going to be near the clay. And when I centre pattern the clay, I don't need to change what I'm doing. And there's one thing that I'm very good at is doing the same thing again.
Yeah. And
Whether it's good or bad.
But like you were saying before, like if you nibble the front edge.
Yeah, I know to just adjust a little bit.
Just
so,
to adjust, you know exactly where your pattern is. And
I know I'm going to be near the clay, and I want to know exactly where that pattern is, So that's the reason for the full and full. And I know I'm shooting 22 thou both barrel rhino chokes, but the extra 2-inch choke, I don't know what it does, but then chokes pattern tight. But they're also forgiving.
Yeah. Well, now I've got a pair. We'll have a play with them tomorrow, and I might try and get a video up on MSA. We'll do some pattern testing and stuff. I might finally shoot at a pattern board for the first time ever. Right, guys, that has just crept us over 2 hours. So thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Like I say, if you keep an eye out, we will be launching the channel membership soon if you want to help support the channel. If not, there'll still be plenty of content coming on the public channel as well. So yeah, thanks again for watching everyone, and we'll see you soon. Keep watching for the target tutorials that we've done today, and obviously, like I was saying, we'll be doing some vlogs with Brett from America and some podcasts, like chats and catch-ups about what you've been shooting that week, where you've been and stuff like that.
Alright, thanks guys.
Thanks everyone.
Thank
Cheers.
you. We're off now.